Hello and welcome to Deep Look. I am your host, and today we are discussing some of the 5 most mysterious books that have ever existed. So pick up your torches, cause it's time to take a deep look. The Voynich Manuscript. Probably the most famous and least understood book of all times. The material which is used for writing this book is actually prepared from animal skin, which has been carbon dated to early 15th century. Interestingly, it was the time for Italian Renaissance that had code breaking and cryptography at its peak. Consequently, the Voynich Manuscript has been studied by various professional and amateur cryptographers, including the American and British code breakers from both World War I and World War II. But the meaning of Voynich Manuscript is still unknown. It contains various illustrations, a lot of which appears to be related to herbal, astronomical, cosmological, pharmaceutical, and balneological usage, and it even appears like it contains some recipes of some sort. As I said before, the true purpose of this book is still unknown, but it appears to have a ritualistic or medicinal importance. But the true meaning of Voynich Manuscript still remains a mystery. Popol Vuh. I don't think there is anyone who hasn't heard about the Mayans. Surprisingly, Popol Vuh is an account of the mythological history of the Quiche people. They are one of the sect of Mayans who lived in the Guatemala highlands, Mexican Chiapas, Campeche and Quintana Roo areas of Belize. The literal meaning of Popol Vuh is the book of the people. It was originally preserved through oral traditions until around 1550, when it was first recorded in writing. It was in the 18th century that the Dominican friar Francisco Jimenez prepared a manuscript with a transcription of Quiche with translations into Spanish. Mayans have always amazed me, especially since the first time I heard about the Mayan calendar. The deeper I looked into the Mayan mysteries, the more I found, and the Popol Vuh was the key for my understanding of the Mayan mythology. I recommend this book to you too, if you are interested in understanding the Mayan mythology deeply. Nostradamus Les Propheties. If anyone can predict the future, he was Nostradamus. His book was first published in 1555 and has rarely been out of print since his death. He claimed that he based his predictions on assessment of astronomical and astrological data for births, weddings, and other predictions. Researchers have concluded that many of his prophecies are actually an anthology of ancient prophecies. He, in his prophecies, says things like battle in the clouds, frogs falling from the sky, which surprisingly have an uncanny resemblance to our real-world events. It was actually in the 17th century that people started to notice these relations. People supporting Nostradamus had successfully predicted the Great Fire of London, the French Revolution, attacks of 9/11, or even the Apollo landings. An interesting fact about the prophecies is that they never mention the end of the world. I repeat, there is nothing written in the book that said that the world would end alone in 2020 or 2021. Oh, that's a relief, I know. The story of the Vivian girls. It is so unbelievable that why would a person who was a writer, novelist, and artist, Henry Darger, who even worked at a hospital as a custodian in Chicago, would create such a thing? For our consideration, we shall consider the realms of the unreal, a fantasy manuscript that contains the story of the Vivian girls. What surprises everyone about the Vivian girls is the sexual ambiguity of the Vivian girls. Henry Darger draws pictures of naked, pubescent girls with male genitalia. People describe this book as a perversion, but it is unimaginable that why would anyone create it. Henry Darger went too far with his drawings. He drew battles of the Vivian girls with dwarfs, showing violence and gore of the extreme kind, with some of the scenes which even show hearts hanging from the trees via intestines. It is really not for the people of this realm. Codex Seraphinianus. It was originally published in 1981, Italy. Is an illustrated collection of a world that people call imaginary, created by an artist, architect, and industrial designer, Luigi Serafini, consisting of approximately 360 pages, is written in a language that is so unknown that people even claim that it is a fake. It constitutes bizarre and fantastical flora, fauna, anatomies, fashion, and foods. The imagery is often so vivid that it is hard to assimilate. Probably you must have seen an image of a crocodile forming from the fusion of two people lying one above another. It appears to be a metamorphosis of some sort, transforming those two people into a crocodile. In another illustration, you can see a fruit that grows into a plant that later grows into a chair. Some paintings can even be recognized as maps or human faces, while others are too abstract for us to comprehend. Or maybe you should give yourself a try. Go ahead, do a search. I will be waiting here in the comments to hear from you what mysteries you unravel. This was Deep Look. If you enjoyed the video, click on the like button. And if you want to keep looking for various other mysteries, don't forget to subscribe. Signing off. Deep Look.